Good morning, everybody. We have Ryan Faloona in the house here in Detroit. Ryan, great to have you here with us. I'm still close to the coffee station here in the kitchen, but you have that nice, cool office here in the Detroit office. I'm saying office a lot. Maybe I need less coffee. But how are you today?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to be here. You do have one of the better seats in the house right next to the kitchen and the coffee maker. So good stuff. I'm in the studio here. So good to be here. Good to be here.
Awesome. So from what you were talking about earlier, it sounded like we wanted to show our users a few of the different workspaces that you use on a daily basis. Is that correct?
Yeah, I heard Spencer talking about this earlier about how he actually uses Pro, and I thought that would be a real good idea for us to kind of cover that as well. Jonathan, you and I have spent a lot of time talking about how to use some of the individual tools and how to find certain things that you're looking for. What this is going to be about is how is this used throughout the course of the day, because it changes, obviously. So when I first sit down in the morning, the very first thing that I do is I turn the Squawk feed on. The Squawk audio feed is going to give me real-time breaking news feed or real-time breaking news read via the audio on the computer. So even if I have a different window up or something else like that, I'm still able to process and react to that news. And it's really simple. You hit play and it's on. So there's really no setup. So that's the very first thing that I do. The next thing that I do is I open up the chat. And the reason why I really like the chat is because the chat is effectively multiple eyeballs looking for trading opportunities. So I'm going to do my own, looking around throughout the course of the day, paying attention to what's going on, in the market and all of that. But it's helpful to have other people that are also looking at, maybe it's scanners, maybe it's their list of stocks, whatever the case is. And it's helpful to have those other eyeballs there. So I predominantly hang out in the day trading room. Generally speaking, I use this room to find quick day trades where I know I'm going to be in and out today. In some cases, we'll discuss other trades, or we'll discuss other stocks that have a catalyst that's maybe more than a one day time horizon. But for the most part, my goal in here is to find new opportunities for day trades. And so I open this up. Sometimes I'll review it if there's already a conversation going. We have the best community on the internet. I fully believe that, and it's active all of the time. So sometimes there's a conversation that I need to refresh on, or I need to go and kind of get some more information on. I might do that in the chat as well, in addition to actually looking at the newsfeed. The next thing that I do is I go to my movers tab. Now, you'll notice at the top here that I have a whole bunch of different tabs set up. These tabs make up my layout, and I use these tabs for different types of activities. In the morning, right after I boot Pro up, the first thing that I want to do is I want to get an idea of the gappers and then maybe go through some of those and see if there's news on those. So I'll open up the movers tool and I'll just click through these different tickers here, and I'll load them up in the details tool. And this gives me an opportunity to review the chart, find any type of technical analysis that I need to do, any type of support and resistance points. Perhaps I need a Fibonacci drawing or something of that nature. I can go ahead and put those right on the chart. The other thing that I can do is I can review the news feed, and I can review the calendar. So if there's an earnings date imminent, or if there's a piece of news that's driving this stock, I can actually review it and then act on it that way too. In this example here, I pulled up ticker UTME because this stock was up like crazy yesterday. IPO'd right around 10, closed around 40 plus, and today it's printed 95, up 56 points today. The reason that I brought this up is because obviously this type of movement, it will draw in eyeballs, right? This will draw in traders. And we actually discussed this stock in the happy hour last night because we're like, what the hell's going on here? And we figured out that this stock is in fact kind of like a scam stock, right? So you can even see here on my screen, some of the chat members in here are discussing UTME. I mentioned in the chat last night, called them box jobs, right? So this is basically a stock that's released, run up, and when it gets high enough the holders sell into the retail clients. So stuff like this, I want to know about because I want to stay away from this. It's really enticing to see a stock go from 40 to 90 and be like, boy, I wish I was in that. The gains are incredible. But the reality is that this could be very, very difficult or very, very dangerous to trade. And as a result, I want to know about that ahead of time so I can just stay away and get maybe some of the lower hanging fruit where I don't expose myself to such risk. So this tool is really, really good in the pre-market. I will also come back to this tool midday, maybe after I step away for an extended period of time, whether I've got a long meeting or a lunch break or what have you. I will come back to this tool midday. Before we switch away, I want to show you what I do midday when I actually use this. Obviously, if it's midday, we're going to be in the regular session. So the very first thing is you have to have your movers selected on the regular session. And normally, I'm used to viewing everything by the entire session, but in some cases, I want to get a better idea, a more recent idea of what took place while I was gone. So I'll normally start right here on the 30-minute window. And what that does is that's going to change all of the results list to show me stocks that are up, in this case, because I've selected gainers, over the past 30 minutes. So this can be a very, very quick way for me to get an idea, okay, these stocks are moving over the past half hour. You were away doing something else. These are the stocks that are moving. Kind of go through them, figure out if there's a catalyst, figure out if maybe there's something being circulated on Twitter, maybe it's a chat room trading, whatever the case is. This is a really helpful way to start at the top and then work your way down until you feel comfortable or feel like you've caught up on everything that you might have missed.
So this is usually the one that you use when you first logged on?
This is what I use when I first log on, and then when I come back from any type of extended break, whether it be a meeting, a show with you, Jonathan, a long phone call, a support session, lunch, whatever the case is. If I step away from the market and then I come back and want to know what's going on, the movers tool is going to be the first tool that I go to, and I'll change that period a little bit so that I get some of the recent action. So that takes care of the movers. That's pretty much what I use movers for. There are some cases where I'll use this in the after hours. Normally, because I don't trade in the extended sessions, when it comes to the after hours, I'm actually waiting on an earnings print or something like that. And if that's the case, I'm just looking at for one individual stock, maybe a handful of stocks. If I don't have a target, then I will use movers because it's excellent at showing you what's moving in any of the sessions. That normally doesn't fit into my trading plan, but that's another use case for this particular setup.
And we've got about 5 minutes left here, so there's a lot here. But what would be the second workspace that you want people to know about?
Yep, no problem. The rest of them we can actually move through pretty quickly. If I ever have to do research for earnings, I use the earnings monitor workspace. So I never leave this open during the course of the day. I actually come in here to do some of my due diligence and some of my research. In this case, you can see that I had it filtered by FedEx because I was trying to plan something around FedEx's earnings print. I can do something very similar with the analyst ratings monitor tab. Jonathan, you and I have covered this quite a bit. This is an excellent starting off point, especially for beginners, if you want to figure out what some of the pros think about some of those stocks. One of the ways that I use this is I will actually compare this to stocks that I'm following and see if my thesis lines up with the analyst's thesis, or if I think a stock should be higher, what's the price target that an analyst thinks it is? Do those jive at all? Am I on the right track? That's normally what I use the analyst ratings for. The Edgar workspace, this is also used for research. So in here, again, you can see I was looking up Form 4s the last time that I was in here. I don't keep this on during the day. I just use it when needed. And it's very, very quick. It's very, very easy to find. In this case, Form 4s. Now, if I want to find a specific Form 4, I just type in a ticker next to it and it will filter it that way. The calendar, we've covered this quite a bit. The calendar is absolutely something that I use all of the time. This is the generic calendar. You'll notice on some of these other ones, I have them specific for earnings or options or analyst ratings. If I need one of the other calendars, I come to the calendar tab. I also will occasionally pair it with details. I have a chart tool tab. This is where I do all of my charting. All I keep on here is one details tool. Some cases, maybe I'll open up a second if I want to look at two charts side by side, or in this case, pull up a watch list. We were creating a communal watch list, and I loaded the gold watch list this morning. So there's I use this for any type of charting during the day. Options, this is, again, I use this for options. Now, real quickly here, before I run out of time, one of the other things that I use this main workspace, right? And this main workspace is really helpful for me. I got a watch list up there. I generally keep my main watch list up here. I have a news feed that has no filters and multiple sources added. This way, if I see a piece of news come through, I can act on it or do some more due diligence right away. I also keep a details tool down here so that I can very quickly review a chart. Remember, if I click on any of the tickers from these other tools, it will go ahead and load that into the details tool in case I need to drill down a little bit further.
All right, so just to recap on this last main workspace, you got the news up there in the upper left corner.
Yep.
Pretty much all the news. You got the press releases in there. Then you're watching that options activity feed for unusual option orders, maybe a huge call sweep or something that's looking bullish, or the opposite. And then you have a details tool in case you want to take a quick peek at the chart or news on a particular company, as well as your watch list that you're following throughout the day.
You got it. And these watch lists, I actually switch these throughout the day. I normally don't leave this on one. I'll actually go through this list and check out how some of these different things are doing. One of the things we've started doing in the happy hour is building communal watch lists and some of the new hot themes or hot trends like EVs, NFTs, et cetera, et cetera. And I've created watch lists for that. So in some cases, I'll switch to that just to see how that sector or that basket of stocks is doing.
Absolutely. And Nate Miller was asking, what's up with SOS? So if we want to check out SOS really quick, it looks like, Nate, we actually had a headline on this at 8:35 this morning that it was being circulated as a Reddit stock, basically calling for a short squeeze. And then you also see at 9:33, there's an option alert on BZ Wire, which means that our team took it from the signals, put it onto BZ Wire with, it looks like a call sweep of 17, a trade count of 17 with 383 contracts. So you got Reddit, you got a big call sweep. Those are a few of the things that were going on there.
Yeah, and I apologize here for the delay. New machine doing all the streaming and stuff like that, and it's taken me a while here to load the chart for SOS. One of the things that we noticed, we actually talked about SOS yesterday on the happy hour, and one of the things that we said is that it's really concerning to see it give back all of these gains from this 4-day period where it really just kind of mooned. We went from 4 to almost 16, and it gave all of those gains back over the past month or so here. One of the things we did notice is that I think this is a technical bounce. So to answer your question, Nate, I think that we're bouncing off of support right here. You can see exactly where I have my mouse. It pretty much equals the bottom of these candles. And that actually lines up with some of the resistance before this big move. So I think this is a technical bounce. I'll do my best here to actually draw a trend line in here. This is one of the things that I would pay attention to on SOS is that we're still, this computer not as powerful as the one that I have at home, so I'm not able to do as much as I'm accustomed to. But basically, we want to draw a trend line here. This is still in a downtrend, right? So really, really nice. If I draw my line without today's candle, you can see we did actually break above that trend. Let's see where we close. Again, I think we're bouncing today because of just the technical level that we're at. We'll see if this actually carries forward.
And David was asking, I don't actually know the answer to this one, but you might, Ryan. Does Benzinga Pro work on Linux?
I believe that it does, right? So Benzinga Pro is not operating system dependent. It runs in a browser. So as long as your Linux-based web browser supports, some of the different things that Pro uses, I see no reason why Pro would not run on Linux.
Awesome. Well, a few last minute shout outs here. Number one, check out the Benzinga Pro Happy Hour Monday through Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a link in the Benzinga Pro chat. If you don't have access, start your free trial at pro.benzinga.com. And we have an affiliate program. So if you love Benzinga Pro, if you think other people would benefit from that, go ahead and sign up for the affiliate program, and then you can make some money off of any referrals to the program. I think the link is right there. It's benzinga.partnerstack.com. So we'll see you tomorrow, and until next time, happy trading.
All right, I'm joined now by Randy Elias. Fix that camera, Randy. Wait a minute, you're on mute there. Let's get you off mute. How are we doing today?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you and I see you.
Sweet.
All right, Randy is on our news desk. He's watching headlines. Y'all are in the chat asking about stocks and news, and he's watching that just like you. So let's get right to it, Randy. I will bring up my Benzinga Pro here. I have OCA up, but let's get that off. What are some headlines that you're watching this morning?
One that caught my eye was UPS.
Okay.
They agreed to buy electrical vertical aircrafts from. Let me get the company name real quick. From Beta Technologies.
Okay.
What caught my eye was that it was an electric aircraft.
Yeah.
So electric aircrafts just always are interesting to me, just to see how it's going to work. You know, that being new and all that, and it could be a beneficial thing for UPS to get packages to people quicker.
So we've seen like companies, there's a lot of stocks like trade off these EV type headlines. I don't see it happening right now though.
No, yeah, stock was pretty flat, which also was surprising to me. I thought stock was gonna go much higher.
And maybe it will. Maybe it's just one of those cases where the move is delayed. But for the moment, what time was this news out earlier?
It came out at 8 a.m.
Okay, so it's been out there for like all day.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's been out there. Yeah.
So okay, so it's you know, UPS is flat today.
I think it's more of like a long-term thing.
Yeah.
More than just like a spike.
So maybe no immediate trade on that, at least yet.
Right. It just it was just interesting. One that some stocks that are moving.
Yes. Let's go to those.
Cruise lines.
Cruise lines.
Yes.
Maybe Carnival.
Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean are all trading higher today.
Yeah.
CDC had an announcement that cruises could resume by midsummer with restrictions, of course, but you know, just them resuming is a great thing. It's a great step.
And didn't Carnival? Yeah, you can see Carnival also had earnings, and their conference call looks like it's in progress right now. They always do weird shit with their earnings. It's always like it's never like confirmed until like the day before, and at least you know they're a hard one to verify. I found, but their earnings. Let's see, do we have the numbers here? I bet you we do.
We reported on them.
CCL, right? That's the ticker.
Yes, sir.
I hadn't even looked honestly all morning at the numbers. So, let's just go to earnings calendar. It's better to do it that way to get the actual EPS and revenue. You can see it there. See, you don't even have it. Come on, Newsdesk. Come on, data team.
Well, so their earnings were a little different.
I know it's hard to report.
Yeah. It wasn't really EPS and sales.
Okay.
It was more of a quarter-over-quarter comparisons.
Okay. So, but that being said, though, your point was it's not just Carnival, right?
It's not just Carnival. It's Norwegian, it's Royal Caribbean. They're all trading about 4 to 5% higher today. Which is a good step, you know, moving forward.
Are there any more cruise stocks, or is it just those three, really?
I mean, I think those are the big three. I'm not sure if they're. Hang on, give me 1 second.
David Reese, Benzinga Pro is 100% browser based. Does not run as an app yet. For the moment, it is 100% browser based. Does not matter the browser. Though I don't recommend, you know, the crappier browsers out there, but it is browser based. Okay, cruise lines moving this morning. Thank you to the CDC for that one. What else were you watching?
Some retail stocks are
retail.
We're moving this morning off an upgrade.
Abercrombie
and Fitch, ANF.
Was it UBS?
Yeah, UBS. Yep. What else?
I'll show you the note in the pro calendar. There it is, right? UBS, Jay Souls, the analyst, upgrading these 4 stocks to buy. Abercrombie and Fitch, looks like GIL, which I don't really know, KTB, which I don't really know, and L Brands.
Yes, sir.
Those are the 4. So
those stocks are pretty much moving this morning off the upgrade.
And we talk about analysts moving stocks like all the time. They move stocks the most in a vacuum, right? When there was a news vacuum and there's not, like, a stock will look for a reason, look for an excuse to move up or move down. And there's no real macro news today driving. I mean, the markets are we're up, but it's not like we're up that much or anything. So you know, in a day like today, when there isn't a lot of news, there isn't really any retail specific news out there. These stocks are going to move, are more likely to move off an upgrade because it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse for the stock to go higher or lower.
Yeah,
today.
Sure.
Doesn't mean these are long-term sustainable moves. Like let's go to a daily chart here. I mean, oh my God, Abercrombie & Fitch, is that an all-time high? No. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, good. I was going to say. L Brands, same story. I mean, these charts look identical, but they're higher than they were pre-COVID, a lot higher than they were pre-COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it's with the economy reopening and everything, it's just going to keep going up, you know?
You have to ask yourself is Abercrombie & Fitch really in a better position today than it was last February before COVID? I don't know. Maybe the answer is yes, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, the stock has tripled. So
I don't know either.
I don't know.
So this is my next ticker is a stock to watch out for. Okay. Not really moving yet, but AMD.
AMD.
Yeah, they are going to have a special meeting of shareholders to vote on the proposed deal with Xilinx.
Okay. Okay. Right. XLNX.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So really, what you want to watch is XLNX. If for whatever reason, the deal doesn't go through, then watch out. Then AMD is liable to maybe go up, and Xilinx to go down. We've seen stocks doing the acquiring tend to get punished for spending money like that. Do we have a price here on this takeover or merger?
I can pull it up for you. Last it was reported. No, I don't have one at the moment.
Okay, so when's the vote?
The vote is at 12:30
today.
That's when the meeting starts. Yes, it's 12:30 today.
All right. So it may not be a tradable event. These things, I mean, if they get this far, if it gets all the way to a shareholder vote, very likely it's going to go through. That would be a big upset if for whatever reason it didn't go through.
Yeah. So put those stocks on my radar to watch out for midday. And yeah, that pretty much was on my radar for the day.
Wait, what about this crazy one that's had all these halts today? What is it? Hold on, I just had
FGen?
No. This one that's got like here. I just had it up on my screen and then I got rid of it to look up Carnival.
U-Time?
Yeah, what's that? UT? What is that? UTME?
Yeah, UTME.
Yeah, what is going on? Look at this.
The stock just IPO'd yesterday.
Look at how many halts.
Yeah.
All right, so it IPO'd yesterday, and how many halts do we have in 2 days? This is yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4 halts yesterday. Let's go to today. 1, 2, 3, 4 halts already today. So 8 halts in 2 days.
Yeah. One. Yep.
This is a Chinese company, right?
This is
pretty sure it's a Chinese company. You got to be really careful.
South Asia.
Jeez,
yep.
Louise.
Yeah, and operates in China. Yep. And
oh my gosh! All right, you got to be really careful because that's the thing about trading. Like
IPO'd at $4, I think. Yeah, IPO price was $4.
See, this looks like amazing if you're this guy, but it's also really, really hard to control your risk because you don't know how it'll open out of the halt. You don't know. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like you could have been this guy that bought up there at 104, 105.
Yep.
Like that sucks for you because we're down to 78.
Yeah. It's scary, man.
Yeah.
I'd stay away.
Yeah, you gotta be really, really careful. And there was another one that had a bunch of halts today. That was, I don't know if it was related. I think it was BNSO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has had here. Let's go to the news feed. BNSO.
Yeah.
How many? Oh, just the one halt today. Okay, I stand corrected. But still, look at that. It's up 64% today off of no news. This is a super small stock. I bet you it's a small float. I bet you it's got low volume. So,
yep,
watch out
for sure. Yeah, I would stay away. Those are terrifying to me.
Yeah. Okay. Was there anything else on your radar for the day? Any other movers? Any other headlines?
Nothing super interesting. Snap was up a good 6%. They're acquiring a screen shop as part of its e-commerce push.
They're acquiring a screenshot. What is that?
It's a screenshot app. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but
so it's up 6% because they're buying a company.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, Snapchat is one of those names that's kind of held up a lot better. It's it had a huge run, and it's off the high, but it's held up a lot better than some of these other like growth tech names. So clearly you're in an uptrend, right? Going back to 2 weeks ago or last week.
Yeah, check out Square. Square rallied right at the open.
Square. Oh, look at those charts. They look identical. Hold on a second. Look at that Snapchat chart. Here, wait. Let me just compare. Snap, Square. Look at those charts. Look at that. Identical.
Yeah, those are identical.
Oh my goodness.
That's cool. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Someone, Levi in chat is mentioning Hyliion. How is that doing today? Because it was up big in the pre-market. Tell me it's off those highs though, please.
That's the one that formed that team, right?
Yeah. They formed an innovation council, and that was worth $1 in the pre-market. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I guess people are optimistic on it then, huh?
I guess Alex Mendez is saying that the company that Snapchat bought, you screenshot a picture and it finds like your clothes for you, I guess, which I guess is cool.
That's pretty cool.
So short like Stitch Fix off that? I don't know, maybe.
That's sweet.
Or short Pinterest off that? I don't know.
Or just go long Snap.
Yeah. All right, Randy Elias is from the Benzinga Pro Newsdesk, posting headlines early in the morning. He's always the first one here in the office, and we appreciate him for that. Randy, have a nice nap later today.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Later.
All right. See you, Randy. All right. That's going to be it for the Newsdesk update here. Today, it's almost time for SPAX Attack, guys. We got a big show on SPAX Attack today. Matt Higgins, who's been on the show before, you know him as the CEO of Omnichannel Acquisition, which is OCA. There is a chart for that SPAC. He'll be on with Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Entrepreneur, investor, influencer, wine connoisseur, media mogul, want to be owner of the New York Jets. That's his dream job. Mitch, you want to tell us quickly about what you'll talk about with Gary V?
Yeah, guys. So welcome, guys. I mean, if you guys don't know who he is, I mean,
you wore the suit. Time out. You brought out the suit for this?
Do you see this?
Oh my!
You see the background?
Jeez,
This is called money. Looking like money today.
Oh man. Oh, that's how you know it's a big deal.
Hey, one of the things is I've looked up to Gary V for about 4 to 5 years now, and actually been putting his words into practice, and that's how I got to where you guys see me now. I mean, at the end of the day, I went to a speech with Tony Robbins and Gary V about 4 years ago, and it really got me to the next level and realizing that, my goals and aspirations matter more to me than, let's say, the weekends. And that really would change my life and made me really start focusing on the weekdays and enjoying my weekdays, looking forward to Mondays versus looking forward towards Fridays, which I think is so important for a lot of people out there to kind of get under their belt so they can really take their self to the next level.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you run, man. You have to go do SPAX Attack. So I'll let you run.
Yep. I'm going to play the intro and I'm going to go to the other show and then you can end it.
Yeah, please. The stream, redirecting to SPACs right now, happening on YouTube right now.